Good afternoon, my name's Bernadette Connaghan. I'm from the Mulranny Park Hotel, Mulranny, County Mayo. I'm here to tell you about the railway to Greenway. But first of all, we're going to have a geography lesson, followed by a history lesson. Don't worry, you hungry people out there, I will keep it brief. So where are we? We're in Mulranny, which is in the County Mayo. We're on the Wild Atlantic Way. We're 30 minutes from Westport and we're 10 minutes from Achill Island.
Sorry, what's this? Just use that because I think the microphone isn't really working.
Okay. Lovely. The Great Western Railway line from Westport to Mulranny opened in August 1894, with the Achill extension shortly after. It was built under the Balfour Light Railways Act, just to combat the endemic poverty in County Mayo. The luxurious Great Western Railway Hotel opened at the Mulranny stop in 1897. This combined rail and hotel ticket was available. This is one of the first examples in Ireland of a package holiday. The hotel was equipped with every modern convenience of the time, including the electric light, and by 1900 hot and cold water baths were also available. Realising that the tourists needed access to the beach area, a causeway was built. This was funded by the railway company to enable people to access the beach area. The patrons had access to the sandy beaches, the use of the hotel boats and golf links, as well as several miles of Victorian trails. However, with the onset of the car and the building of the road to Achill, the railway went into decline and eventually closed in 1937, a mere 42 years after opening. The glory days were over. The hotel and area unfortunately started to degenerate. The railway line was reclaimed and purchased by landowners and farmers, and by 2003 the hotel was in complete dereliction. Mulranny had faded off the tourist map. It was now a place that people just drove through. In 2005, the Mulranny Park Hotel was renovated and reopened. The causeway was returned to its former glory, and tourists once again came to Mulranny for the beauty and tranquility. The Mulranny residents, with a renewed pride in their village, started working together to show the rest of Ireland what it had been missing. In 2006, Fulcher Island commissioned market research to investigate the Irish cycling tourism market. It found that there was a perception amongst cyclists that the Irish roads were unsafe. The strategy for the development of Irish cycle tourism sought to re-establish Ireland as a cycling tourism destination. The strategy identified the need for attractive routes and safe routes. At around the same time, the Mayo County Council also published its Sustrans report, and this recommended that County Mayo would be the walking and cycling capital of Ireland. And with this, the idea of the Great Western Greenway was born. The Greenway was developed by Mayo County Council, but in partnership with 166 landowners, with funding supplied by Fulcher Island, the Department of Transport and the Department of Rural Affairs. In 2009, work commenced on the Greenway. You can imagine the work involved in not only building the Greenway, but securing permissive access from 166 separate landowners. This is an example of working together to complete a common goal, or, as earlier, oil and water mixing, as most of the landowners were farmers. In April 2010, the Newport to Mulranny section of the Greenway opened, and a year later it was designated a European Destination of Excellence, which is a great achievement and due to the hard work of the Mulranny residents. The Westport to Newport section followed, then fully completed with the opening of the Mulranny to Achill section. The full route of 42 kilometres was formally opened by Enda Kenny and Michael Ring on the 29th of July 2011. The numbers speak for themselves. Year on year, the numbers have grown, and in 2013, over 208,000 people travelled on the Mulranny section of the Greenway. The Fitzpatrick report, which was commissioned by Fulcher Island, estimated the value to the local economy in 2011 as 7.2 million. New businesses have started, including bike hire companies and cafes. And from the hotel's point of view, last year revenue for guests specifically on our cycling packages was over €120,000. This is not including the walkers and the guests that are booking themselves or people who are bringing their own bikes. Other initiatives that have started on the back of the Greenway are Greenway Adventures, Greenway Artists, Edible Landscapes, Greenway Skate Park, Greenway Fitness Gym, and the Gourmet Greenway, which I'm about to tell you about. With the success of the Greenway, the Mulranny Park Hotel devised an idea of a food trail based around the Greenway. Working closely with local producers, the concept of the Gourmet Greenway came to fruition. John McKenna has publicly said that it is inspired and inspiring, and the wonderful Gourmet Greenway initiative is one of the most brilliant innovations in Irish hospitality. People want a story behind the food on their plate. They want to know where it came from, how it was made, and how it gets to their plate. It's important to acknowledge we did not invent the food trail. Obviously, there are plenty of them out there. But what we have done is we've put our local spin on it. It's amazing what can be done if the community pulls together. The Mulranny Park Hotel took the initiative, but all the members have got behind us and have really made this work. We as a community, as a food and tourism sector, and as a county, we have to make it happen for ourselves. The Gourmet Greenway has grown year on year and started in 2011 with only 6 producers, but has now grown to 20 members, including 2 new members. It's contributed 1.5 million in publicity and increased tourism. So who are the Gourmet Greenway members? We have the Mulranny Park Hotel. We have Helen, who bakes her own breads, her banana bread, her brown bread, and her most delicious scones. Our chef Shamila uses local produce in all his menus for both the restaurant and the bar. We have the West Mayo Brewery. They produce natural craft beers using traditional methods, and the main ingredient is a pure water from County Mayo. We have Kelly's Butchers in Newport, and foodies make a point of stopping in at Kelly's to buy their award-winning black and white puddings and sausages. Newport House, which is a historic Georgian house which produces a menu and again uses local fresh produce, many of which come from our Gourmet Greenway members. We have Kimbay fish products. They smoke 100% organic farm salmon from Clew Bay. They also smoke mackerel and kippers. They send these products around the world, especially for Christmas. Crowpatrick Seafoods. They supply award-winning Clew Bay native oysters, mussels and clams. Caraholly cheese, handcrafted and is made from cow's milk from local farmers, and it's very delicious. The Grania Whale pub is named after the famous pirate queen Grace O'Malley. This also supplies food made from fresh local produce. A taste of days gone by. By using natural ingredients and cooking the old-fashioned way, they produce homemade jams, chutneys, relishes and sauces. Mariva Honey. This is a small hobby apiary which harvests by hand and produces a light-coloured honey with a delicate flavour. The Blue Bicycle Tea Room and Kelly's Kitchen in Newport both use local ingredients and are a welcome stop on the Greenway. Achill Island Sea Salt produce pure white crunchy sea salt flakes where they have harvested in a traditional manner, and all they add is thyme. The Achill Mountain Lamb. These free-roaming black-faced mountain lambs are raised solely on a natural diet of mother's milk, heathers, grasses, and occasionally my garden, and then traditionally butchered in the Calvy's abattoir. Curran Blue Trout. This is the only organically sea-farmed trout in Ireland. Marlene's Chocolate Haven. Chocolate lovers will love this member shop where Marlene makes her handmade chocolates using only the finest Belgian chocolate. Amport Moor Restaurant in Westport. This is run by Chef Frankie Mallon, who has recently been named Seafood Chef of the Year. Café Rua has an indoor market selling deliciously local sourced ingredients, including our Gourmet Greenway members' produce. And we have 2 new members, which is Just Baked, which is an award-winning artisan bakery, and Wildwood Vinegars. The unique thing about the Gourmet Greenway is you can meet the producers. You can call in to Sean Kelly of Kelly's Butchers in Newport. He can tell you how he makes his famous black puddings. You can ask Jerry Hassett from Kimbay Fish Products how he smokes his organic smoked salmon and mackerel. You can taste his mackerel. You can call in and see how Andrew from Caraholly Cheese makes his gorgeous nettle cheese. You can dine in the Mulranny Park Hotel's restaurant, and we have the Curran Blue Trout on the menu. We would have Jerry Hassett's smoked salmon on the menu. We'd have Andrew's Caraholly cheese on the menu, and other members' produce. Even though some of the members of the Gourmet Greenway are in direct competition, they all work together for the good of the community. Anybody who's interested in sampling all of these products, we do have a dinner in the hotel on April the 30th. We use all of the members' produce. The members all get together. Everybody can talk to each other. It's a real networking event where people can come down. I also have the food trail maps on some of the tables if anybody wants to do it. Our rural community of Morani is also becoming a success story. We are working in partnership with each other. Again, the message is if we work together, we will become so much more together. There are 7 voluntary groups that work tirelessly to ensure the future of the village. We have Morani Community Futures. We have Morani Tourism. We have the Gift of Hands, which recycle wool offcuts and generate funds for conservation. We have the Old Irish Goat Society. We have the Environmental Group. We have the Morani Green Plan Group. We have the Morani Tidy Towns. Recently, Morani has also been awarded the European Destination of Excellence for 2011, a Pride of Place first runner-up for cultural tourism in 2012, the Fulcher Island Best Small Tourism Town in 2013, and has now been shortlisted for the Best Destination for Responsible Tourism. It's a great achievement for a village of only around 300 permanent residents. As Henry Ford once said, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, but working together is success. Thank you for your attention.